What the heck happened last week? Hey, what's going on, everybody? Rick and Nikki here.
Hello.
Coming to you live via tape delay to bring you the latest theme park news and happenings. First, the newsy news. Let's start with Universal Orlando.
Florida's biggest party, Universal's Mardi Gras event, is from February 4th through April 16th, 2023. And for that event, it is introducing a brand new Mardi Gras float ride and dine experience.
The Ride and Dine. Is that Vin Diesel? Is that his saying?
Nope, not to be confused with, is it Ride and Die?
Ride or Die.
Ride or Die.
The Ride and Dine. This new offering is available on select dates from February 4th through April 16th, 2023, and includes an exclusive opportunity to be a part of the festivities by reserving a spot on a parade float.
Plus, guests can enjoy a 3-course meal with selections from the full menu at the 4 participating restaurants: the Cowfish, NBC Sports Grill and Brew, Finnegan's, or Lombard's Seafood Grill.
The Mardi Gras Float Ride and Dine experience includes 1 appetizer, 1 entree, 1 dessert, and 1 non-alcoholic beverage for $64.99 plus tax per person, as well as 1 Mardi Gras Parade Float Ride reservation on the same day. Guests can purchase this experience and reserve their spot by calling 407-224-7554 or by visiting universalorlando.com/Mardi Gras. Annual and seasonal pass holders receive a 15% discount off the price with a valid annual or seasonal pass when purchasing in person at the front gate or at a guest services location or by calling 407-224-7554. So the Ride and Dine, that's what I'm calling it.
Right. New this year.
It's new this year.
Social media has been really kind of up and down about it.
So social media has been social mediaing.
Yes, they took to social media to really express their opinions recently. So
It was, I take it by that, it was, as social media is, probably most negative.
Because we posted this both on our Facebook page, our Theme Parks by RixFlix, and on our Instagram, and reactions were mostly positive.
Oh, okay.
But there was some negative, kind of first reactions.
Okay,
I think.
okay.
If that makes
Well,
sense.
the thing is, in the past,
Right.
to get on the float, you didn't have to pay.
Exactly.
Now, really, this is not, I don't think, going to take over that. I mean, there's a lot of spaces on those floats. I don't think they're going to sell that many ride and dines or dine and ride. But I think it's good for us pass holders, maybe not so much.
Right.
But for people who maybe they're visiting Orlando and they're going to be here for a week or whatever, in a couple days they're going to be at Universal Friday and Saturday night or whatever, which are the toughest nights to get on the float.
They are.
And they really want to do it.
Yeah, and they want to guarantee a spot.
Yes.
That's how you could guarantee your spot.
Yeah, so for them, in that situation, it's good.
Right.
Otherwise, maybe that's something they really want to do at Universal, and it'd just be a gamble for them if they can get on a float, especially those busy Fridays and Saturday nights.
Right.
So here, now I would have to say, now the pricing for a appetizer, entree, dessert, and a non-alcoholic beverage, if I was to get that at, say, Finnegan's, which is one of the participating restaurants, it would not cost me $65. Right. So the little extra over that is really what you're paying to guarantee the reservation.
Right.
So,
exactly. I mean, it'd be over $120 dollars between the two of us to go enjoy
that's just
that
a
evening.
family of two. We're talking about if you're going kids and extended family.
Exactly.
It'd be kind of pricey.
Right. Then now Universal hasn't released any other information about float riding, whether, they're still going to be free.
As usual.
Well, yeah, exactly. They're just releasing this one bit of information. Yeah. So, there more, I'm sure, will be released as time gets closer. But, like you said, there's so many spots that I in all honesty, don't think that you're going to,
I cannot imagine that Ride and Dine
will completely sell out every night.
Yeah, all the floats.
All the floats. Exactly.
All the spots on all the floats. No way.
Just might be on the weekends or when, like there's concerts and things like that.
Yeah. So it's just, in my previous life, I did work in finance and budgeting. And I mean, so I look at it I always see this information from multiple points of view.
Right.
Now, I wear my finance hat. This is, smart business on them. It's another revenue stream. I mean, it's not going to rake in millions of dollars, but it's another little revenue stream for the parks, which is good for them.
Right.
And for those people in the situation I described, it's good that they can guarantee a spot on the float. Right.
And it's also increasing, more, traffic through restaurants as well.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, you do get the meal and stuff, but, you're paying a premium for the meal for the guaranteed reservation spot on a float.
Right.
So I don't think it's anything to be up in arms about.
Right.
So.
And like I said, in general, it was mostly positive, but there were a few people with
some
very valued questions on, okay, well, what happens with the rest of us that don't want to do that, but we still want to ride? That's a very valid question that they had. So
to quote Ross, nobody likes change. They were just worried that,
it's going to go away completely for passengers.
They wouldn't get their free spot on the float, which I don't think will happen.
Honestly, I can't see how.
I can't see them selling that many.
Yeah, with how many floats there are and how many. Yeah, I mean, they pretty much can fill a stadium with the number of people that ride floats, the toss beads. So,
social media, stop freaking out.
They weren't.
It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And speaking of social media freaking out, how about this Disney news? So Disney World is going to introduce new park-specific ticket pricing, and it's raising prices on daily tickets and annual passes.
Boy, oh boy.
Yes, social media freaked out.
Yeah, understandably. This is the second time, too, that Disney has raised prices in this 1 year alone.
I cannot keep track of all this. Who's raising prices? Seems like every other month someone's raising some prices. So, for years now, Disney has used a variable pricing system for its tickets with prices based on day of visit.
Right.
Starting December 8th, it will start park-specific pricing for its one-day, one-park tickets. Prices will still vary by date, but under the new pricing system, they will also vary by park. Basically, what it's saying is some parks are more valuable than other parks. Yeah, I think that's true.
The price increase won't affect Disney's Animal Kingdom, which will have tickets stay in the range of $109 to $159. But price increases will be seen at the other parks.
Epcot tickets will now range between $114 and $179. For Disney's Hollywood Studios, they will range between $124 and $179.
Magic Kingdom will have the highest price range increase with tickets between $124 on the slowest days and $189 on the busiest.
So what have we learned from that? Animal Kingdom, the least valued theme park there. And of course, Magic Kingdom, number one, most valued.
Right.
With this new pricing model, Disney is also going to update the method for reserving a park pass reservation.
For a one-day, one-park ticket, a park reservation will be made automatically at the time of purchase.
For multi-day tickets, guests will still need to reserve a park pass reservation separately.
Prices for the Park Hopper and Park Hopper Plus ticket add-on will also vary by date as part of the latest pricing change.
Again, I have to look at this. I'm sorry, I spent so many years as like a business person.
Well, I mean, it's good to have that perspective versus just being, a person who, like me, who just, sees this price increase and is like, oh man, come on,
well, Yeah, I was a business major. I worked in accounting, finance, budgeting, planning, stuff like that. So I always, like I said, I see this both ways. This is just like how we are in society with like being more complicated. This is all just like supply and demand.
It is. When it comes down to it, for sure.
There's more demand for some parks versus others, so the price has to come up. Right. And it is true, like some parks more valuable than others, and some days are more valuable than others.
Right.
A day at Magic Kingdom during Christmas is more valuable than a day at Magic Kingdom than at I don't know, April 20th.
Or a random Tuesday where
whatever
there's
day.
no holiday
Yeah.
on that week.
So it's more valuable, so it should cost more.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense. The business side of me sees that, but the guest side and like the parent side, the family side, I'm thinking, because this is like a one-day ticket.
I know.
Almost $200 will be the highest. So what, 189 for Magic Kingdom, family of 4.
Right.
Almost $800.
Okay, so when I saw these prices come out, and I thought, oh, because our youngest daughter, Courtney, she, on her birthday, had a fantastic time going to Epcot. She had just turned 21, so, we went around Epcot with her and brought a friend, and to think of how much it would cost just to get everybody in the park, let alone the food and all, not saying that everyone needs like a gift or anything or buy merchandise, but I mean, that adds up for one day.
Yeah. It's just,
quickly.
everything is perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Us living here, we have a different perspective than someone, say, in Idaho. Mm-hmm. And for me, like, I've only lived here. I only know living 20 minutes from Disney World. That's all I know. Right. So I just see it differently when it comes to visiting the theme parks. For someone who like, oh, this is like a lifetime thing, who they save up for years, and it's like a big deal. Right. So, and it's expensive. It just is, because they have to like, now they people who visit, they have to get the hotel rooms and stuff.
Well, and not only that, but Disney Genie Plus,
in terms that price went up recently too.
Yes, including lightning lanes and things like that, and how many family members you have that are coming. So I mean, there's a lot. It's an investment for sure. But coming.
I mean, the theme parks haven't, or at least Disney hasn't reached the point yet where, I mean, the demand is still there. Mm-hmm. People are paying these prices. So
yes. And
now on to annual passes, because those prices are going up too. Now, there's no change to the lowest level pass. Mm-hmm. Disney Pixie Dust is what you have.
That's what I have.
Monday through Friday, right?
Right.
It's going to stay the same at $399 plus tax. But the other levels of annual passes, which they are not even selling, going up in price.
Oh, boy.
And they're going to increase between $43 and $100.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
The Incredipass, I think that's the highest level, increases from $1,299 to $1,399. There's your $100 increase right there.
Gotcha.
And then the Sorcerer's Pass, increasing too, from $899 to $969. And then the Pirate Pass, which is what I have. I have the pirate. I'm a pirate.
Arg.
Yeah. It increases from $699, which is what I paid, to $749. Again, let's react. Oh, it's just funny. It's funny to me that they're increasing the prices of passes they don't even sell.
Yeah, and I mean, as far as I remember, Disney increased prices not too long ago. Yeah. So I cannot keep track of the price increases. Right.
But we keep paying. We keep paying. And so does everyone else. They are doing well with attendance. In fact, just one more thing, and this is just an FYI. In their most recent earnings report, Disney reported that revenue in its parks division jumped 36% to $7.4 billion. So even before they raised the prices, they had a 36% increase in revenue. Got to pay for that streaming service, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's what it's.
Now, what can Disney do with all that money, though? How about buy a new ship?
Are they really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The Disney Cruise Line is buying a massive unfinished ship to add to its fleet. Mm-hmm. It's acquiring the unfinished Global Dream ship. The Global Dream. Now, this was a ship that was being built for a now defunct cruise line, Dream Cruises, and it's going to be reimagined by Disney Imagineers. The ship will be renamed and is expected to be ready to set sail in 2025. Ooh. So there you go. They're making all the money. They can buy a ship. Now, I thought it was unlucky to rename a ship. They're going to rename it. It was what? Let me check it.
Is it?
Global Dream.
Why do I feel like you're right? Why do I feel like that's a like an urban, not an urban legend?
I think it's really a sailor thing. I think it's a real nautical thing. Now, the one saving grace is that this ship is unfinished and it hasn't
ever set sail.
Right.
Okay.
So maybe that won't be unlucky, but I'm not going to go on whatever they name it. Because I'm going to stick with a thing that is unlucky to rename a ship. Okay. And it was named. They called it the Global Dream.
Right.
It's going to be renamed. I'm staying off of it. Even though there might be that one little caveat of saving grace.
Right.
It's never set sailed.
It's never set sailed.
But
it's never been christened. Right. So maybe if it hasn't been, they smashed the champagne bottle, since they didn't do that, maybe it's okay.
I still recommend avoiding that one.
Okay.
Play it safe.
It's okay.
But wait, there's one more thing regarding Disney news.
Oh,
It's not really news.
After all that, I can't believe you're going to drop this right now. Oh.
But we do have one more Disney thing.
We do.
Check out Nikki's latest Disney video.
Yeah.
It's a Hollywood Studios update video. Mm-hmm. And she's working on Animal Kingdom right now, too. I am. That's next week. I don't have a link for that one because it's not done. But
I like that video. That was a good video.
But the Hollywood Studios video, there's a link to it in the description box. Go check it out. Support the hashtag Free Nikki movement.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I
don't know what to say after all that on the news.
You didn't like the segue from all the Disney news to your video?
No.
Please support her video anyway.
Please.
Go check it out. See the link in the description box. Sorry I wish it could have been some peppy stuff leading into your video. Sorry but I don't control the news.
Okay. Right. You control the order.
My bad. Enough of Disney stuff.
Okay, moving on.
Let's move on to the Orlando Informer meetup,
which we had an awesome time.
Universal Orlando, great time. Mm-hmm. Now, let's see. You're watching this on a Sunday, so we've actually been there twice.
Right.
By the time you watch this. Mm-hmm. But we've only been there once, Friday night. Mm-hmm. Some of you, in case you don't know what is the Orlando Informer meetup, well, the website, orlandoinformer.com, they buy out the park, and just people who buy their special tickets get to be in the park.
Right. It's a legit company. I've been asked, is this a legit thing?
Yeah.
And it is, and it's amazing. It's an amazing event. So much fun.
It's an after-hours, private event, basically. Yeah. And with your price of admission, you get the food's included. That's a big part of it.
Yeah. Over 30 rides and attractions are available to have fun with. And then 15 plus dining locations as well. Yeah. So that's a lot.
Well, the park closes down early for regular daytime guests who bought it like a ticket or annual pass members. You got to have that special separate ticket for OI meetups. Yes. So it closed down Friday night at 7, right? And we got there late. You can get there earlier with your OI meetup ticket gets you in earlier, but since we're in the park all the time, we just wanted to mainly be there for the after hours part.
Right.
So we got there around 7. That's when the park officially closed. But you have an hour hedge time of them shooing people, regular daytime guests, out of the park. Yeah. So we got there at 7, and this is what we did.
Which worked out incredibly well when we talked to other people.
This might be a way to do it. Yeah. Even though there's lower crowds and lower wait times, Hagrid's still gets a long line.
It does.
A long wait time, too. But our strategy was to get into the line for Hagrid's during that 1 hour gap between 7 and 8, that time that has meetup guests and regular park guests.
Right, where they're still trying to get people who got in line during the regular park hours through that queue and on the ride and out the door.
Right, because the unlimited food doesn't start until an hour after the park closes. So I'm like, what are we going to do? Well, let's spend that hour in the line for Hagrid's, and that way when we get out of Hagrid's, the park will just be meetup guests. And it worked pretty well.
It did.
I think we had, about a 45-minute wait for Hagrid's? So when we got out of a very fun nighttime ride through the Forbidden Forest.
Oh, so good.
I love that coaster at night. The park was just meetup people. Yeah. So we were hungry then.
Oh, we were so hungry by then.
And by that time, it was the part of the event that had the unlimited food and non-alcoholic beverages.
Right.
And we went to Thunder Falls.
Exactly. Yeah. And that food was delicious and gluten-free.
Yeah. You know what? I think as far as that event is concerned, I think Thunder Falls has the best food.
I really enjoyed it, for sure.
Now, a lot of people do
I want to hit it up tonight.
A lot of people like to eat at the Three Broomsticks.
They do, and the line can get a little bit longer there.
That's the longest line. So
I really do.
At the Orlando Informer meetup, the longest queue for a ride is Hagrid's. The longest queue up for a restaurant is the Three Broomsticks.
Right, because go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, this is what I would not recommend you do is to get in line for Hagrid's at 8 o'clock.
Right.
And then go get in line for the Three Broomsticks.
Yeah, you'll chew up quite a bit of your time.
Yeah.
Then
I liked our strategy of getting into that queue for Hagrid's right as the park closes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that worked out well.
Absolutely. And the Velocicoaster was pretty much a walk-on. It was fantastic. So, we hardly had to wait at all for Velocicoaster.
Yeah, we didn't have to wait we didn't really have to wait for the food at Thunder Falls.
No, we just walk right up and
enjoyed that.
Uh-huh.
It also, that night, had one of Universal's top 6 desserts.
It did.
That key lime cheesecake. Mm-hmm. Just go to Thunder Falls, people. I love it. So we had that, got that real quick, ate that. Then we went to a ride now at Velocicoaster. Mm-hmm. Did that. We got this. Then right after that, we went and watched the show, the castle show, the Christmas castle show at Hogwarts. Mm-hmm.
Because that was running on a nice little loop. Mm-hmm. All great stuff, man. It was an awesome evening. It was a lot of fun. They
have some cool, at least that night, because they mix it up for the meetups. Some cool meet and greets.
They do.
Yeah. Oh, which one? I don't know which one to talk about first.
I don't know. You go first.
Let's say. Well, they had over in studios at the horror and makeup show. They had Frankenstein and the Bride of Frankenstein as a meet and greet photo op.
Well, it was so funny. You saw it from we were walking through, is it Central Park or we were walking through?
Yeah, it was Central Park.
Okay, so we're walking through Central Park, from E.T., and Rick goes, oh my gosh, there's, Frankie and the bride. Yeah. And I'm like, I took off running like a complete fool. I was so excited. She did run. I just started running. I'm like, don't go away. Because, they come out for a few minutes and then they leave. Yeah. And they were just standing there talking with another. You were worried we're going to miss them. I was like, I didn't want to miss them, so I'm running right there.
So the Bride of Frankenstein
I was very excited.
Frankenstein's monster.
Yes.
I like to shorthand that by calling him Frankenstein. A lot of people do. Don't beat me up in the comments. Frankenstein's monster and the Bride of Frankenstein.
We know the difference.
Great meet and greet. And then also
it was great.
The Orlando Informer meetup mascot.
Yes.
Churro.
Yes. He made his debut, Friday night?
And he's a hugger.
He is. He likes to hug. It's so
good. They'll do special things like that too. Now each meetup is a little different. So.
Right. Exactly. Different theming and stuff like that. But for the winter one, it was the weather was great and
in February, the February meetup, they might not have the Bride of Frankenstein and Frankie. Nikki, so many times, even driving home. Oh, I had so much fun.
I did.
All the nighttime rides on the coasters.
Oh, well, and that's the thing is that when we vlog, sometimes we don't always get an opportunity to hit rides like that. Mm-hmm. And so we just, having an opportunity without having any hardly wait times at all. And,
other than Hagrid's, everything was ride now.
And then be able to, get a milkshake and, quickly and then move on to the next fun thing. I had a blast. And did you break your record for MIB?
I don't know if I broke it or if I was just, I don't think I broke it. I was just a little shy of my all-time best. It was 911,000 on MIB. It's just a lot easier when it's less crowded.
Exactly.
We went separate. She went on red track. I went on green. You had a ride vehicle all to yourself.
I did.
You should have racked up. But you were on that
I averaged what I normally average, which is
but
300.
There was no one on the opposite side, so we weren't battling all these red dots, laser dots.
Right.
So 911K, not too shabby.
Oh.
And I would have to say this about the meetups: we do prefer the cool weather meetups.
Oh, for sure.
Like the winter meetups, and
yeah.
No offense to the the June ones.
Yeah.
But it's just better weather. It's cooler. I like that.
It is.
And there will be another cool weather meetup, February 3rd and 4th, 2023. Tickets are on sale now.
Okay.
And there's links in the description box for that. So it was super fun.
Make a great Christmas present.
It would.
You know.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. We may even be there.
Yeah.
You might also in the description box, along with that, the link to purchase the tickets or at least to learn more about the event.
Right.
I'll put some of our videos up, live streams and videos that we've done in the past.
Right. And I did a More You Know video where it's all about like kind of the history of Orlando Informer and where, you know, it kind of
Excellent.
grew from. So that might be a good one too.
Remind me to do that.
And it's also got our best tips and tricks for it as well in there.
But also add in that thing, because we didn't mention the Hagrid thing.
No.
Do that at close.
Exactly.
When the park closes and
slide in there.
Spend that transition hour in the queue for Hagrid's and then pop out and the park is yours.
Ta-da!
And now, questions and answers.
Questions and answers.
Go to myrixflix.com. The bottom of the homepage is where you can submit a question or video idea. I won't reply to everything, but I like to have it all.
Number 1 is from Philip. Hey, Rick and Nikki, me and my wife are going to Disney for one day at the end of January. We're going to Hollywood Studios with the main goal of being Rise of the Resistance. But we are also interested in Guardians of the Galaxy coaster. And before we get a park hopper, I'm worried about getting a boarding pass. It's still difficult to get that pass.
First things first, Guardians of the Galaxy, the world's best indoor roller coaster.
Yeah,
so good.
it is
You're
so
right.
good.
You're right to want to do that.
Yes, yeah.
Now, this is the bad thing about that whole boarding pass or reservation system for a ride.
It is. Yeah,
Is this what Philip's going through here? He's like, well, am I going to be able to get a boarding pass for it?
right, exactly. Should I spend the extra money with no guarantee?
Yeah, because that's why they're going to Epcot.
Right, exactly.
It's not to go to Epcot. They want Guardians of the Galaxy.
For sure.
So that is a downside to the way they do that. Obvious right here.
Right.
End of January is a slower time for Disney, as slow as Disney can get.
Right.
So I think your chances are better then, but not guaranteed.
Right.
But recently we have not been having problems. And that's from our experience and from me talking to other people who visit Epcot a lot for Guardians. So not guaranteed, but I think you could do it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed for you. Yeah, for sure.
But oh man, I would hate to say go ahead and get that.
I know.
spend
I don't
the
want to
extra
disappoint
money.
you.
So the caveat is it's still a roll of the dice, even though we think it's not as bad as it used to be. Good luck.
Sorry about that, Philip. Yeah. All right, number 2 is from Annie. Hey, Rick and Nikki, we are going to USR.
Yeah, what is USR? That must be
Universal,
I'm guessing Studios.
Yes, Universal Studios Resort, maybe. Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so late January, and I was wondering if you think the escape room will be open by then, thinking about giving the experience as a Christmas gift.
Okay, so we were right. USR is
probably Universal Studios and then Resort or something.
The one here in Orlando.
Yes.
Because that is the one getting the new escape room. One room for Jurassic World. One room for Back to the Future. I think January, I think it should be open. They said it was going to open for fall, and we're in fall, right?
Okay.
Not quite winter yet. I think technically we're still in fall. And I think it's really close.
Okay. That'd be awesome.
But again, no guarantees.
Yeah. All right. Number 3 is from Stephanie. Hey, Rick and Nikki. Is Universal Orlando Resort still offering the $300 gift card and free wand? If so, what are the available ones these days?
I have not noticed that sign on top of things recently.
Okay.
But just because I haven't noticed it doesn't mean it's still happening. So I'm going to refer you to the comment section. If someone knows recently, I'm not talking about months ago when I saw it, if recently you have seen on top of like the little merchandise shelves, buy a $300 gift card and get a free wand. If you have seen that, let us know. But I have not noticed them recently.
Okay. You've been more than I have, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no clue. I can look.
Or it could be I've seen them so much that I no longer notice.
Right.
So, but if someone knows for sure, please let us know in the comment section. I haven't noticed them.
Okay. Number 4 is from Hannah. Hi, y'all. I have a question about annual passes. I have recently purchased a power pass for using starting in January. I was told that the first day you use the pass is when the year time frame began. My friend called the park to purchase her pass over the phone, and they were very adamant that she purchased the pass at the park since the purchase date marks the year time frame. Just wanted to know which one was correct. Now, we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Every time it has been your time frame starts, your year pass, when you first use it to scan into the park. This is not unusual that you get conflicting information,
right.
But every instance that we've asked and we've been told, every instance has been the clock doesn't start until you scan in.
Right.
So.
And that date sticks. So like for me, what happened? So around HHN, the first night of HHN, I guess my pass, my annual pass had expired, and I was trying to get into the park.
Yeah, early.
And for early park admission or whatever. And they're like, no, your pass has expired. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I go, and so I renew my pass. And then my pass didn't start the date that I was scanning in. It was the date, my original date. So whatever date you start, that's the date that sticks.
For the renewal.
For the renewal.
Yeah, that's a good point for renewals.
For renewals.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not sure if it's different if you're paying by the month either. Mine is just I pay my pass in full. So, but no, it's the date that you scan in.
Yeah.
Your first day of use.
Mm-hmm. Next up, what do we have here?
Number 5 is Trevor.
Number 5.
All right. Number 5 is from Trevor. First, when you go pick up your wristbands, are you...
This is for, my bad, because I cut off part of the question.
Okay.
This is regarding the Orlando Informer meetup.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, cool. All right. So first, when you go to pick up your wristbands at OI, are you able to get both nights, or do you have to go back each day to get that night's band?
Okay. Because there's more to it. For that, you do have to go back each night.
Right. They're not going to give it to you all
They don't
once.
hand them all out at once.
Okay.
Yes. So go back the second night for your second night. Each band has the date on it too. So.
And it's probably color-coded as well. Yeah. And second, are the shows performed during the meetup? More specifically, is the Ollivander's Wand Experience open? We have been to the parks multiple times, but have never watched the wand selection due to the extreme crowds and lines in Diagon Alley. Thanks so much, and hopefully we'll see you both in the parks.
Okay, so the second part of the question was the shows.
Mm-hmm.
And I did talk to Taylor about this.
Okay.
And specifically the Ollivander's Wand show, yes, that does happen, and you are very much more likely to get picked for the wand during the Orlando Informer meetups.
Ooh, nice.
And
another bonus.
Mm-hmm. Now, as far as the shows in general, historically, they will do like all the Hogsmeade show. Mm-hmm. Like we saw the Castle show, the Ollivander show, and I guess the stage show, like the Frog Choir and the Tri-Wizard. Mm-hmm. That all happens. They've never done Maryland and the Diamond Bellas. In the past, they have, over at Diagon Alley, they've had Celestine and Warbeck and the Banshees during the meetups, and the Blues Brothers. We saw those guys the other night. So pretty much, I know it's not everything you're going to get for a day visit, but because of the Maryland, right, and like the Beat Builders. Mm-hmm. But historically, you get most of the shows, especially those Hogsmeade ones.
Here's something else to keep in mind too, is that really look at the pamphlet that they give you. Mm-hmm. They'll email you like the schedule and all of the things and, participating events or, in an email form. But when you're there, really keep track of those times because they'll end things a little bit sooner. Rides will close a little bit sooner, and
especially outside rides.
Exactly, shops and even some restaurants. So you have to really, have kind of a game plan too. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, if there's specific things that you want to see. So just keep that in mind.
But yeah, go check out the wand show during that, and more likely to get picked. I've got to talk to that group there about why no Maryland, the Diamond Bellas. Let's change that. Anyway, no, on to shout outs.
All right.
I don't know how much they're going to listen to me. Tell me to shut up. Do shout outs, Rick.
Exactly. All right. So the first one is an executive producer with Alicia Boggs. I hope I pronounced your first name right. And then we have a producer of Cody Hilton. All right. And then we have 2 new supporters of Angie Judson and Carol Durr.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Alicia, Cody, Angie, and Carol.
Welcome to the team.
Yeah. Thanks for joining the team. Thanks
Yes.
for supporting.
Thank you so much. It really helps us out.
And that is what the heck happened last week.
Woo! That
Now-
was a lot. How long is this video going to be?
I don't know.
There's a lot of flubs, by the way.
It's going to be a heck of a job editing for me.
Have fun.
Sometimes we're on, sometimes we're not. We were
today
not
was a
on
not.
today. No, we were off today.
Oh my goodness. Well, we had too much fun at the Orlando Former
Yeah, we were up late. So anyway, that's what happened last week. Click the subscribe button so you don't miss other videos. And as always,
Don't miss the magic, don't miss the fun.
see you next time.
His name is Rick, her name is Nikki, showing how theme parks are done. Don't miss the magic, don't miss the fun. Hit subscribe.